Hello, and welcome to another episode of Roadside Oddities. Hey, if you like to travel and explore, be sure to subscribe to this channel because that's what we do at Roadside Oddities. And we're glad to have you on board. For this episode, we are at Great Basin National Park in East Central Nevada. And if you're keeping a track at home, this is stop number 13 on our attempt to visit all 433 national parks in the United States. You may have also noticed we changed the format on the thumbnail for the videos. If you like the new layout, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to get some feedback on that. Now, to familiarize yourself with Great Basin National Park, it is located in rural White Pine County near the Utah border. And according to the National Park Service, the Great Basin, which is where waters have no outlet to the sea, stretches from California's Sierra Nevada to Utah's Wasatch Mountains. And I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. I had even looked it up to make sure, but I have a feeling I probably butchered it again. And Great Basin National Park protects the South Snake Range. It's a large national park. And for visiting this visit, we stayed in Ely, Nevada. And I'm speaking of butchering names, for the longest times I called the city Ely. It's spelled E-L-Y. And I was watching the local weather up there, and they pronounced it Ely. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it is Ely, Nevada. So that's kind of been a revelation for me. If you haven't been there, it's a great small town to visit. And of course, I stayed at the historic Hotel Nevada and Gambling Hall. It's one of my favorite hotels to stay at because of the history and the uniqueness and quirkiness of it. And I'll put a link up there for short so you can kind of see what the inside of the Hotel Nevada and Gambling Hall looks like. There's stuffed animals, old-time farm equipment on the wall. It's just got everything. It's a pretty unique place to stay at. Plus, the staff's always really friendly, too. And then you can always go outside and see the murals and stuff, and it's fun to walk around. But enough about Ely. Let's get back to Great Basin National Park. So it's about an hour drive over there. And the drive's pretty. It's pretty rural. And you can go to Baker, Nevada, which is right at the footsteps of the Great Basin National Park. That's where they call it the Heritage Center area is at. It's a visitor center, and it's decent size, clean restrooms, lots of parking, and the information there, you can talk to the park ranger and kind of figure out your plan for Great Basin National Park. And then from there, you drive through Baker to State Route 488, which will take you into kind of the northern end of Great Basin National Park. For this episode, what we did is we stayed on the northern end and we went to what they call the Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive. And that's what this area that we're driving currently is. And to access it, it's just at the very beginning. It's at the back of the park when you come into the park, it's right there, and you can turn up to it. It's the only paved road. Now, there are some restrictions. They only allow the personal vehicles. I think it was like 20 feet or something like that, or 23 feet. It was really small length that they allowed to go past a certain point just because of the turns and I think the weather conditions too and different things like that. So that's what we did on this trip, though. We took Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive. This is a stop at Mather Overlook, which, as you can see, yes, I did get out of the car for the first time in a while. Got out there and took some footage of it. It's really pretty. The fall foliage is in full effect. Now, this drive was a little boring as far as when you first start out on Wheeler Scenic Drive. But the higher up you go in the altitude, the fall foliage really started showing itself, as you can see right here. Oranges, yellows, reds. and it was amazing to see all the different colors. Just so pretty. And the weather was extremely nice. They do get snow in this area, and so sometimes they do have to close the road and everything like that. But this was just a nice September day, and it just got prettier and prettier the higher you drove up the road. Now, in addition to the drive up Wheeler Peak, there's a couple other areas that people like to go see when they visit Great Basin National Park. One of the main ones is Lehman Caves, which I did at the very beginning of the video. If you saw, I circled where you go for that. I'm just not a big cave person. I've been to several caves, and once you've seen one cave, you kind of seen them all, as bad as that sounds. But I don't have a problem going to caves. I just didn't want to do that, I guess, on this day. Plus, you need to really have reservations. They're highly recommended on the recreation.gov, but there was already people there too for the tours, so it's very popular to go into the Lehman Caves there when you visit Great Basin National Park. And the other one is what they call the Lexington Arch, and I've seen pictures of it. It's very pretty. It's a rock formation arch, and it's actually on the south end. You can't access it from this area over here, so we did not do that. Now, this road we'll eventually see at the top, it goes to kind of a recreation camping area, and it'll take you to the Bristol Cone Pine Grove, which you can get out and walk. It was actually very crowded. The nice thing about this drive right here is it wasn't real bad at all. In fact, hardly any traffic whatsoever. But then once you get up to the summit, I think to the different trailheads and everything like that, you can hike to Wheeler Peak and those different things. Lots and lots of people, and I'll show you that when we get up there about just how many cars and people were out there. Did not go to the south end of the park. It's not paved, and it's pretty remote. And so that is one of the things you need to make sure if you're going to do something like that, like go see the Lexington Arch. You need a high clearance 4-wheel drive vehicle. And it was kind of neat though, when I did leave the park and was headed out to back or over to Utah, you could see kind of people driving, and you'd see the dust kicking up on the road, and that was kind of neat to see. So, like most national parks, you really need to have a plan for this one as far as what you're going to do. Again, not very many, big towns near this. That does take a little bit of time to get out to it. It is worth it, I think. I'm not sure if I'd put it on the must-visit list, but, to see the fall foliage and, just this peaceful drive, and it just gets prettier and prettier as you go up. So I would recommend, if you're a big fall foliage person, that, I'd probably put this on your list for that. But in general, it's kind of backpacking, a lot of backcountry type, stuff. So I guess you could maybe see like a true national park. There's just different people that are out there that, some people really enjoy solitude when they go to a national park, and other people go just to kind of see some unique sights and sounds and those type of things and be out there for the day. So I don't know if I'll, go back to this park anytime soon. It's just it was good to stop at and see the fall foliage, maybe put it on a list for another fall or something like that. But as far as actually going back and exploring, it's just not on my to-do list at this time. And the higher up you go, the prettier it gets. You can see Wheeler Peak right there. I believe that is Wheeler Peak. I could be wrong, but that's how I interpreted it. Now, one of my favorite things to share in these videos, as I travel across the United States at the various national parks and stops, or did I see any wildlife? And the answer was no. I don't even think I saw any chipmunks. They do have what they call the Great Basin rattlesnake, and they do have fish. They have trout, Boonville cutthroat trout, and other animals. Did not see any though, so a little disappointed. But at this point, I've kind of gotten used to it. Did not just see just a whole lot of wildlife really anywhere in the last several national parks. I'm sure it's the time of year. But you know what? That's probably okay to not see a rattlesnake. The last one I saw was at Wheeler Peak and in the camp area. So, hey, that's not a bad thing, not seeing some scary rattlesnake. But yeah, this drive just continues to impress and press. Higher up you go, you can tell we started out, we didn't really have much leaf foliage or anything like that. And the higher up you go, it just keeps getting prettier. It's a real treat on this drive. And we're getting pretty close to the summit up here. And like I said, the actual area where people get out and hike and they go see the Bristol cone pine. It just was really crowded. Lots of people up there. There was one feature of this park, Great Basin National Park, that I forgot to mention. It's also one of the rare places in the United States or in the world where you can see a truly dark night sky. According to the National Park Service, this remote park still has clean air and hardly any light pollution. Its night sky offers brilliant views of planets, constellations, and the Milky Way. And to protect and celebrate these panoramic views of the night sky, Great Basin National Park was designated an International Dark Sky Park in 2016. So that'd be something to probably put on the list. I could see camping out there would be come back and see the absolute darkness that is out there. Just a real peaceful drive again. Lots of yellows. And it's neat too, the closer you get to the mountain up there, you'll start seeing on the actual mountainside a lot of leaf changes as well. The park staff was extremely friendly, and I talked to them at the visitor center in Baker. And so I did not actually stop and talk to anyone at the Lehman Caves Visitor Center, just because there was a lot of people up there that were waiting for their cave tour. I believe there was a cafe in there and other, obviously, some facilities. So definitely recommend probably stopping at both those places. And if you're kind of looking for a reference point, this is what I had mentioned, the Wheeler Peak kind of campground area. This is where a lot of the folks were at. But if you're wondering exactly how far this is from Las Vegas, you're looking at about 286 miles. Reno, 385 miles. And Salt Lake City, 234 miles. So if that kind of gives you an idea of kind of the remote location, there are some smaller cities like Cedar City, Utah, which is about 142 miles. Delta, which I've been there before. That's kind of the nearest little town, is 106 miles. And then, like we had mentioned, Ely at 68 miles, which is probably your closest bet if you're looking for, kind of small town. Baker, now it does have restaurants, hotels, gas, and basic food supplies, but it is very limited in those options. And this is why I did not decide to get out and hike, just because there was so many other people already there. And I guess there was a parking spot right there. Maybe I'm just making excuses and was just enjoying driving in the car. But as you can see, and then you come around the corner too, and there's folks out here also parked on the road. So just very popular to get up there, especially this time of year. Almost everybody had a big camera or a camera with them. I was taking pictures and enjoying the foliage as well too. But you can't blame anybody. This was just kind of a hidden fall foliage gym. Like I mentioned, all the traffic up here as well. And then we just turned around and we went back down Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive and kind of enjoyed the drive down. Wasn't near as exciting as the drive up as far as the foliage goes and leaves and everything like that. And that's kind of our visit to Great Basin National Park. Again, if these type of videos are something you're interested in, feel free to leave a comment. I always love to hear some feedback as far as, things we can add, subtract. If you'd like to see more of a national park, let us know. We're out touring the United States, trying to go visit all the national parks, along with a bunch of quirky roadside oddities and everything like that.